Everyone, it's time to play the role of the evil empire. We're playing the 4-color money pile. You know, once upon a time, I got to play really wonderful, interesting games of 4-color Berg versus 4-color Wurg? Yeah, Wurg. White, blue, red, green. And then Omnath came out, and this bad mamma jamma changed everything. So Omnath is the Fire Nation, played by Mark Hamill. So you know, but he's pretty cool. So I mean, this card in and of itself is not a problem, I don't think. So you got white, blue, red, green for a 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Landfall. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 4 life. If this is the first time this ability is resolved this turn. If it's the second time, you add red, green, white, blue. This is the insane part. And if it's the third time, Omnath deals 4 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker you don't control, which is like marginal or excellent. Depends on where you are on the game state. So this card plus Uro plus Wrenn and Six form the core of this incredibly powerful deck. And with all of these colors and all of the power that you have here, what have these decks by and large chosen to do? They will play a suite of early removal spells. Path to Exile gives you an edge against opposing Uros, whereas Lightning Bolt is good against a lot of the more middling and more aggressive decks. And then you've got Mana Leak is just a general all-purpose counter spell. You've got some Force of Negations and Teferi Time Raveler. These help you fight against other control decks and decks that are spell-based combo decks. We've got Cryptic Commands to team up with our Mystic Sanctuaries for the Cryptic Lock. Then we got on the top end, this is where the deck is frequently customized. We've got 1-time warp to go infinite with Wrenn and Six, or just to generate value with Mystic Sanctuary and things in play. Hour of Promise, which grabs out 2 Field of the Deads, or any combination of Field of the Dead and another named land that puts us ahead. And then we've got Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. The number of times I have conceded to this card resolving on turn 5 against me, or even 4, is not low. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria is very, very good in any kind of sort of mid-range fight. It's just ludicrously powerful. And then our sideboard has a bunch of general tools for the format. Mystical Dispute for blue decks, Aether Gust for red and green stuff, Celestial Purge to exile black or red permanents. So one of the things we need to dodge is Blood Moon. Celestial Purge and Aether Gust both help us against that. We got Veil of Summer against discard. We got Ashiok against other search decks. And then a small cadre of stuff. We got an Emrakul in here. So we're just reasonably well set up. Mord, to circle back to the excerpt before, which was a lot more fun than this will likely be. Not that this won't be fun, but this is going to be a lot more interesting than fun. But you may want to consider some kind of sideboard technology for your deck against Mill, because I think generally that's going to be a tough matchup. The fact that it only costs 1 slot in your sideboard is probably doesn't feel like the end of the world, especially in your 80 card deck. Anywho, off to the races. One of Kozil's has been considered. Mord bodies me anytime we play. I don't think that that's normal. Opponent has chosen to play first. This hand is fine in the dark. We'll see how it goes, but seems real good. Cavern. Goblins? Advisor. Okay. Well, I'm likely playing a very sad and ineffective Wrenn and Six on turn 2. I didn't check if I have 2 Temple Gardens. I don't. Stomping Ground, but I don't have a... So I actually may have screwed up this game. I was thinking that I would be able to fetch into this Path to Exile to get rid of what I assume is going to be a Dryad of the Elysian Groves here, and there's a chance I'm not. So that's already a... Okay, hopefully we don't get punished for it too badly. Or we're about to get punished for it really terribly, horribly. Let's find out. Yeah, I wasn't beating that with what I have here. Let's top deck a Bolt. We've got 2 of them. Remember, we're playing the Evil Empire here, so we gotta top deck the Bolt. Nope. Yeah, we're not, I don't think we're beating that one. So Ashiok is quite good against the Titan decks. And Pithing Needle is okay against the Karns. And yes, as Moore just pointed out, definitely need Aether Gust against their uncounterable Titans off of their Cavern of Souls. So I feel like what I want to do is cut paths. Teferi Time Raveler is also not particularly good here, so maybe that's what we should be cutting instead. For the Ashiok sort of 1-1. How many 1-2 drops do they play now? They're probably playing... oh, you mean permanence? No, I don't think he's worth it. The only one drop worth killing is Amulet. They also play Ancient Stirrings, which we obviously... Bolt is blank if it's Amulet Titan. They just Karned me. They literally just Karned me. You can also kill Azusa. It's not blank. It's not great, but it's not blank. Force of Negation is such a weird card to want here. I want it, but I don't want it. Because it counters things like Summoner's Pact. It counters things like Amulet. Maybe on the draw I'll bring it back. Or maybe I should just have it over the Lightning Bolts. It feels bad because we just lost to the Karn. Like, Force better than Bolt. Alright. Alright. We're going to tell our opponents to deal with it. Horny vegan style. Oh. How's my crop? Oh, it's good. Good. I'm glad that got fixed. Turn 3 Ashiok. Alright. I'm not throwing this one out of bed for eating a sandwich. Woo! God damn it. Snap keeps their 7. Turn 1 Amulet. Oh, that's PogChamp right now? Oh, that's great. I hope that's a raptor and not just a frog. Alright. Well, we might get turn 2'd again here. Turn 2 virtual win again. Let's see. We do have Path to Exile, so There's a chance. There's a chance we... Why couldn't it be Dryad? So, here comes the Titan. Good Lord. Wish I had the Aether Gust. Oh. Oh, it's worse. Hooray. Alright. We got killed by the combo deck twice on turn 2. Hooray. Yeah, I guess so. We could top deck Liquid Metal Coating? Not Pithing Needle. Pithing Needle. Which will turn off their Karn. So... Because they haven't started strip mining us. All right. All right. I mean, they can keep turning off a land per turn, but I'll take it. Which, he's a witch! Oh, it's a good thing I didn't draw that lightning bolt that I didn't board in. Otherwise, we'd be in real trouble. I assume this means they're doing nothing this turn. Yes, it does. Oh! I want to path it, but I will resist the urge. I will resist the urge. Aha, so they're turning off the ability for that land to... well, sorry. They're turning off the ability for me to leave up the white off the Raugrin Triome through their turn if I want to cast the 3-mana spell. Oh, I should have played Ashiok there. The hell am I doing? I wanted to accelerate. Does it mean they have a second Karn? I don't like it. Oh, they're just making sure I can't Aether Gust. Shit, I should have played Ashiok. I don't know why I decided that Uro was what I wanted to do here. I'm an idiot. Oh, man. Just not being good. For some reason, I got distracted by the fact that they turned off my Raugrin Triome, and I was thinking of like, oh, but I can play my fetch land, I can Uro into the... You know what? We're just gonna shame scoop this and move on. That's on me. That's all on me. That's all on me. I made a bunch of punts all over the place, and we're moving on. I'm not pathing the prime time. I'm not dealing with that game anymore. Not after I let that happen. We had the Ashiok in our hand. We had the 3-mana in play, and I decided to play Uro instead, and I have no idea why. Didn't make sense. Play the Ashiok there, people. Don't not play the Ashiok there. That's stupid. Don't be stupid. Don't do what I just did. Oh, no. So I play bad decks again. Who's apparently 1 and 2 with their incredible challenge winning deck. Okay. So I think in this matchup, this hand is nowhere near good enough. This is also terrible? Shoot. I should have kept the first one. And not mulliganing this hand was also a mistake.
Just give him one of these.
Oh, no problem. Skill Wrap? I want to say Silk Wrap because there's no second L, but thanks for the follow, Skill Wrap, and no problem. If you ever run into me again and you see the message and you want to respond to it late, just say you didn't see it at first, and that is totally fine. Plenty of people don't respond to it ever. Some people eventually respond to it and they go like, oh my god, my chat was off. I didn't expect anyone to ever to type to me. The only time people ever type to me is to sell it off, which is normally true. Yeah, most people play with their chat off. Well, I don't know about most, but a large number of people play with their chat off and they just don't bother to respond, and that's fine. Not gonna change how I live my life. All right, we're fronting on our OP hard here. Op, I got the mana leak. You can't go off. I go off. Reach through miss. Damn! They figured the line out. They figured out just play. They didn't float the mana. You guys, my opponent, so scrub. I assumed I was playing against Jeskai Control after game one. Yeah, that's not... That's why I boarded... Or that's why I scooped game one quickly. I also screwed up. I don't know if you saw it. We had Ashiok in our hand, and I played Uro instead for no reason. Just no reason. Just after losing game one on turn two like that, and game two starting off the way it did, I just, all of a sudden, I was just like, I don't think I care, apparently. I just choose to lose. Just choose to lose. Oh no, I just, sometimes the way that the delay works is that, like, if you tune in to someone's channel even after they finish the match, sometimes you can kind of see the last little chunk of it because there's like a delay. Depends on where you are, depend on how quickly you tune in. Yeah. I didn't think you were watching while you were playing at all. I think that was part of what happened, Royce. I just totally checked out, and I don't know why. They're tapping me down. So rude. I should have floated the mana there, but I'd F6'd. Oh, thanks, Blitz. Hooking me up. Hooking me up with all the people. Doing that networking. Yeah, Blitz is good people. Blitz is a streamer. He's good people. I prefer this command. It's great when I use it. Turns out Roy is the actual streamer. All right, we're dead here. So these seem good. This seems okay against all their search effects. I don't think I want Pithing Needle. Veil of Summer could be okay against some kind of blue interaction for some of my permanents. I did not update what deck I'm on. It is uploaded though, so it won't take long. Was it a Jund deck that was playing Blood Moons, though? Because they do that now. I feel like I should bring in Aether Gust or Celestial Purge to try to beat their Underworld Breach. It's almost definitely better than some of the things I could be playing. They're also playing Past in Flames. So maybe Gust is better, but I'm gonna roll like this. Yeah. Still gonna roll like this. I think we are now playing a deck that their deck is very much prepared for and tuned to beat. And you can see why. I mean, all of our hands are just not not well suited for how fast they're doing what they're doing. I feel like Storm in general has to be a terrible matchup for this deck. Like, I don't even think Teferi is all that good. But this hand is keepable, so I'm keeping it. Okay, that's a punish for my sequencing, because I played my mandatory tap land first, not thinking that I would draw one of my 2 growth spirals, but I did. Didn't hit a land? Oh, that's good for us. Unless they wanted that psychic puppetry in their graveyard. I should have fetched at the end of their turn. No, we'll be okay. I am currently missing red mana, or I will be missing red mana. I guess it gets... No, I need green more than anything else. I guess I don't have to play this Teferi here and go shields down. But against all their twiddles and stuff, if they want to take me off of having enough mana to deal with them, then they easily can. I took down the Teferi there because I was really hoping to draw a Force of Negation. I did not. However, my opponent has continued to do nothing, which is just crazy. My opponent's combo deck is failing. Failure, Seymour. What is it with you and failure? Twiddling their thumbs over there. Ayo! This guy gets it. I guess at the end step we could Cryptic bounce their 1 land. So, I didn't counter that because I was concerned they would have land into something, but I probably should have just done it. They scooped, though, because they were not getting out of that. Yeah. Well, that's why I sent you that red-green deck I built for the Faithless Brewing Community League, because that was right up your alley, right? Like, once I realized Ghost Quarter was basically strip mine, I was like, wait a minute. The first draft I had of it had 4 Ghost Quarters, 4 Field of Ruins, 4 Wrenn and Six, 4 Cleansing Wildfire, and 4 Boom Bust. Plus Simian Spirit Guide and Chancellor of the Tangle, so that you could always have a land destruction spell on turn 1. So even on the draw, you could Stone Rain them on their turn 1. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's definitely lawful evil, my friend. Lawful evil. Yeah, I'm adamant about playing Chalice because I would like to hose Faithless Looting, Ponder, and Preordained decks. Yes, 110%. That is so much worse. That's so much worse. Especially if I'm playing a Mox Opal deck. Oh, for that deck, no, for that deck you could do that. For that deck you could play Mental Misstep and Elvish Reclaimer. But I don't know why you would. Elvish Reclaimer wants to play a slow game. The land destruction deck I sent you wants to win brutally fast. The deck I'm actually going to register is probably going to be a Mox Opal Chalice of the Void deck because it plays 0s and 2s. I can show you the deck lists that I'm considering for that if you like. They're actually on the Serum Visions Discord if you want to check them out. I posted up what I was working on earlier. Okay. So I actually have Counter Magic on time here. Strange feeling. That's fine. You know, you're no longer in Discord. What period? Maybe they'll whiff. They did not. So I need green here. Would prefer green blue, but my breeding pool's in my hand. That's fine. No. Serum Visions. Serum Visions. So they're playing Reach Through Mist with a Psychic Puppetry nailed to it to tap a land and draw a card. This is fine. This basically means that I can't Uro into Mana Leak here. Because I'm not Roy, I didn't pay enough attention to how many basics their deck is playing. I'm not going to go look it up. So I don't know if I'm good to Field of Ruin here and take them off of mana. But they have enough to get Lotus Field into play. So if that's what they want to do, they're already able to do it. I can't cast Uro and draw a Force of Negation and a blue card, unfortunately. So we're just kind of more than a little flooded. Let's just play the field and pass, unfortunately. It's not a strong play, but this is where we're at. I really am shocked that they haven't managed to go off yet, but I'm assuming that's because they're choosing not to go for it. Potentially because they're just not finding Lotus Field. We can't put one into play this turn. 2 mana. This doesn't actually put them up any cards, so I'm going to let that go. The downside is, of course, that it makes it a lot easier for them to find a Lotus Field if Lotus Field is what they're looking for, but... So it fills up their graveyard massively for if and when they find an Underworld Breach. Past in Flames goes to the graveyard. All right. Let's knock them off their red here. Do they have a mountain? The real questions. Does not look like it. We've got Cryptic Mana Leak. It's probably about as good as it's going to get anytime soon. And they're at 5 cards in hand. Feels pretty good. That's a good draw. I do eventually need to put a clock into play of some kind. If I play Uro now, I go up to 5 mana. It's not really good enough. I guess I just need to find Teferi. No, still have to tap down a lot to play a Teferi here. 3. Celindy Vision. Yep. It would feel great to actually take some action that interacts with what their deck is doing, but it's just not worth it. Can we counter Bounce Grave? So that was at the end of my turn. I don't really want to do anything like that at the end of my turn. If I'm going to bounce their land, I want to do it at the end of their turn, like right now. This is going to put them on 8 cards in hand. If only we were playing a deck that could tutor Bloodman. Our opponent did say they were happier to see us on something that wasn't the last deck rather than it. Good draw. Good draw. What if I had Cryptic again? All right, opponent. This is it. Results. I could reset Growth Spiral on top, but I don't need to do that. Ew, that is a very good draw in that it is both a blue card and a way to deal with a resolved breach. Not that I want to let a breach resolve. Then playing Serum Visions feels really good for me. No, it's definitely our game to lose. Looks like we get another turn here. Do I let that resolve? I feel like I do, right? Like, what do I care? And we're just going to bounce their Darkslick Shores again? Yeah, because they're about to go up 7 cards again. We're going to bounce their Darkslick Shores. And, he is. Pure 3 depths. What are they doing? They're, I don't know if they have a plan here, but if they do, it's not going well. Guys, please take it into a private Discord if you need to. Ayo. Nice graveyard. Whoops. Didn't realize I was on main. Alright. Discards Flusterstorm. That feels good. Hello! Boop! 22 cards, enter Exile. There was a hope of Girapur in my opponent's deck. I'm not kink shaming you, I'm just saying there might be people who are uncomfortable with your conversation. Not me. I don't give a crap. Seem like two consenting adults. You forgot that you're not supposed to make people uncomfortable. No, it's always an option, but... Okay, so we can just play Hour of Promise on their end step now. All right. So, that's how we're going to win the game. You can't stop that. How many zombies are we making? 4. Yeah, 4. Which will kill them in 2 turns. Twiddle with 1 mana up. No. Psychic Puppetry? Interesting. They're letting it burn off, huh? All right. I think that really helped us out. We don't have any deserts. Roy's upset by the loss in value. We could have had even more zombies. So many zombies. Triggers. Scavenger grounds. Why not talk about Scorching Sands? The real desert. No. Scavenger grounds absolutely playable. But you'd also need another one, and you also don't need it main deck, and you also don't need more colorless lands in this archetype. So... Field of the Dead is a desert, change my mind. Well, it's right there on the type line, Mord, so I don't know what to tell you. Right there on the type line. In black and white. I think we're going to play Uro to draw a card, see if I can't hit something better to interact. Good. All right. This number of spells is hopefully enough. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So I can cast... No, I can't cast everything. 1 mana short. 1 mana short. Okay. I have 2 castable hard counters plus Mystical Dispute. So I think I just start letting them produce mana? Yeah. Mana does not frighten me at this point. It's the card draw ones. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, Mord. So, because we can't Mystical Dispute anything unless it goes really weird. Unless their whole turn goes really, really sideways. So we're only in it to stop them from gaining any velocity through their deck here. I think my opponent maybe just went, well, crap, I didn't expect to get this far. Wait a minute. They let my Twiddle resolve. That's not good. Or that. Or that was about to happen. Yeah. They never revealed that, huh? Well, there is a value to what I'm doing here. This says Exile. Oh, it's not blue. Doy. Okay. Aren't they out after this? They have one. They have a blue mana and 4 cards in hand. Not necessarily, but they couldn't win. I'm sure it was. I like as the opponent. I'm like, I don't know if they can win, but we can look. What did we exile? Because I hit the Breach. We hit the Passive Flames. They still had a Grape Shot in their deck somewhere, I assume, but they only had 17 cards. So what? I guess they just did, there's just no way that they could actually get going from that point. It was a good spite play though. Like they got us good. What a weird little game we played. That was not expected. This hand is great. We're keeping this one. We're against a Urian deck from Jotru. I am really, really, really hoping that they're not on Death and Taxes. Mord says, hope you enjoy some Niv. This might be one of them. Okay, unfortunately that was not a Birds of Paradise. Although we're on the draw, so wouldn't necessarily help us out here. No turn 2 Teferi, please. That sucks. But we will fire back with our own Wrenn and Six. Not as good, but that command is wonderful. It's even better if it's a 2/1. Whether they spent 1 or 2 mana. Oh, Jotru's absolutely the good guy. We're playing literally the bad guy deck. I introduced it as such. I mean, I have no illusions about what the deck I'm playing is supposed to be doing here. And in all honesty, I'm not really enjoying it that much. Not that it's had that much of a chance thus far, but okay. So do I want to set up for the quickest Mystic Sanctuary I can? I think against Niv, I don't really need to preserve my life totals too much, so I'm also on the opponent's side for this matchup. I really hope they take it. I hope he plays Sisay. Me too. Card is sweet. Starts tutoring on turn 4. Well, I could draw a Path to Exile to remove her, but she'd already be a 4/4. The card is so reasonable. I can't believe it didn't start seeing play until recently. Apparently none of us can read. Jesus. No conception of what's actually good. Also, Utopia Sprawl is so freaking good. I own 8 in paper, 4 English and 4 French. And cannot wait to start playing them again at some point. We collectively suck as MTG players. You are not wrong. Hey, I could play 4 in 2 different decks. Play 4 in 2 different decks. Teferi? Plus something? Yep. Okay. Sucks to be me. Well, I guess Niv Mizzet is resolving next turn. Hopefully they use their Teferi to downtick for value next turn. But we are likely pretty screwed here. We can Omnath next turn into 2 landfall triggers. No, wait. I think there might be a way to Omnath, put the Growth Spiral on top, and yeah. We might be able to wipe out their Planeswalkers here. So what it's going to come down to is how good is their play this turn. You're missing black, opponent. Tap your snow-covered forest with the... Are you casting Niv? They're not casting Niv. Apparently they're not casting Niv. How long has Jochu been on the deck, Mord? They're struggling. A while. Okay. Could be an ego. I'm just saying they seem to be struggling. What did they name? Time Warp. There is one on our deck, but it's not in our hand. Wait, we'd get to draw a card anyway. Wait, that card isn't even good. Well, it's fine. It's good in the matchup. It's good in the matchup. It's not good here, but it's good in the matchup. It's a fair choice, opponent. Fair choice. You don't get to draw a card. Why not? No, I know that. This guy. They could have draw stepped me on that one. Although I guess it doesn't matter with Unmoored. But it's fun. It's fun to do when you can. Okay, so we want to fetch now. Get all our lands in play. Play Omnath. No. I don't think I can do what I want to do. Because the problem is, if I fetch a Mystic Sanctuary now to reset the Growth Spiral, I won't be able to cast the Omnath with the 4 lands I have in play. So we can play Omnath, play Scalding Tarn, get 2 triggers off Omnath, but that's where it stops. Unless Omnath draws me into Growth Spiral or something else useful. So we might as well fetch now and get a Triome out of our deck. Not the best draw. Okay, no, we can't. Omnath gives us white, blue, red, green. And we can't add 2 more blue in any way. So, no, we can't do that. But we could just sandbag our fetch until next turn. And Teamer mana. Cycle Strat, I'm sure. Because next turn we can play Omnath again and then play a fetch land. So if they bounce my Omnath with Teferi, we're in good shape. If they... Because we want to get the Omnath sort of wildfire effect next turn. Just to knock both their planeswalkers down a peg. Or 4. They don't play counter... Well, they could play Drown and Lock. But Drown and Lock's not a problem right now. I don't think most of the new versions play Drown... Oh, this is going to be their Omnath. Sure. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they have 7 more potential mana. Give or take. Plussing Teferi. This is a sign of weakness here. There's the fetch. Okay. So they have 7 more mana here. The swamp plus the trigger from Omnath is enough to cast Nimizit. And then they have blue and a rainbow mana remaining, which is not terrifying, but does cast Drown and Lock, which is the one card I mentioned. Okay, that was unexpected. It was a good card, but unexpected. Okay. That is not a strong play on this board. It's fine. Just, I was expecting a lot worse. Wow. Weak. Okay. Guess we gonna wreck ya. They haven't touched their Wrenn and Six yet. There we go. Good job. Alright. So we're gonna kill their Teferi, in theory. We'll see what else we end up doing here. Do I want to reset my bolt during this turn? If I do, can I recast it? Yes, I can. Bounce their Omnath and draw a card means my Omnath can swing it, hit their Wrenn and Six, plus the bolt kills their Teferi. So first things first. Well, I guess I could path their Omnath instead of Cryptic. We could keep the Cryptic. Okay. 1. Okay. 2. I might want to ping with Wrenn and Six this turn. So Cryptic is how I can draw. So, shoot. I needed to play the bolt first. I knew I should have thought about it for another second. Whatever. Okay, so trigger, pow, bolt. Whoop. It just auto cast it because I had a red in my pool. I guess I'll bounce the Omnath, attack the Wrenn and Six, ping the Nahiri. Or we can just path the Omnath, attack the Wrenn and Six, ping the Nahiri. That seems good. Oh, then we just get to keep Cryptic up. Yep, seems good. Dear Nivdek, I apologize for the things I did to you. We cleaned up their board there, Roy. We cleaned up their board nicely. Would like to draw one of my Triomes, but they're already both in play. Front side of row is fine. No land? Oh, they stack the triggers backwards. That's fine. I don't know the opponent, but Mordekaiser does, because they are a Niv Mizzet aficionado. Nice, good draw. Do I want to reset Bolt? Not really. So we'll pick up Scalding Tarn, play the Tarn. See if we can attack down this, what's it, Nahiri. Don't Ice Fang me! Don't do it! Can they exile anything with Nahiri with their loyalty? No, no, they can't. With the current amount of loyalty on Nahiri, they cannot. It's also the reason I pinged her last turn, is then she couldn't exile my Omnath because it was tapped. End of turn, cycle try, I'm sure. But that we played around the Nahiri exiling my Omnath last turn by pinging it. You got the wrong keyboard on. I love that. Every now and then. It looks cool. Oh, they're gonna play the Uro? It's definitely not pretty. Whoa, 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 whoa. Who you calling ugly? You didn't call it ugly. Right. Get out of here, you bald nerd. Boing. Denied. Jeez, we are flooding. Man, I hope I draw some action soon. They're missing green. They can't play Niv Mizzet here. Nice. They also can't play Omnath here. Huh. You gotta hit him with the Seinfeld, Roy. It's not bald. Balding. Balding. Not bald. Balding. So Aether Gust is good. Mystical Dispute is good. Ashiok is good. I think that's it. Yeah. Bolt was really good there. I think generally it's not that great. Force of Negation is kind of necessary. Cut an Uro. It's an episode of Seinfeld where both Jerry and Elaine are trying to hook up. Jerry's trying to hook up George with a friend for a blind date, and Elaine's trying to hook up her friend with. Why did he concede? Broken Spirit? I don't know. Did you see what I did to them? Did you see what I did to them? Did you see? Maybe we leave out the Mystical Disputes. Kind of like them against enemy Teferis, though. Cut a Time Warp. Cut a... Man, this stuff. Mana Leak, I guess. It's the Aether Gust and Mystical Dispute. Give me more. Urian was still in exile, begging to be played. I guess. When? They were using most of their mana, most of the he's playing Squatchy's bad list. Squatchief is no authority on Niv Mizzet. He should be playing my bad list, Mord. I played a main deck Magus of the Moon. It won me a match against the Matthew Dilks. Opponent mulls to 6. I will also mull to 6. Uh-oh. But I don't want to mull to 5. Sandman running main deck boil. Yeah. Yeah. I hated the Bloodbraid Elves, but the boil was solid. There's the hand we get behind. They do not have the turn 2 Wrenn and Six. Advantage burns. Go breeding pool into oh. Okay, shuffled that one right to the top, I guess. Wrenn and Six, we are play. And pick up land and pass the turn. Whoop. Alright. You gonna surgical me? Oh no. Nope. Abrupt decay. Sure. I love a good 2-for-1. They have no blue mana. They continue to have no blue mana. Grab the Urian. Okay. Not the strongest play I've ever seen. Okay. Sandbag these fetches for post Omnath time, I suppose. Dear opponent, are you aware you're playing a tap-out control deck? Sincerely, your opponent. So I think I'll sandbag all my stuff here, because I've got a Cryptic, so if they play into it this turn, we eat their spell, draw a card, and then on our turn we go Omnath, fetch land to Teferi, and they scoop. Okay. I would like to end step bounce one of their lands. See if they have anything to say about it. Problem is none of them tap for blue, so you know what? We're just gonna move right along here. Who's gonna blink first? Do I think I'm better off not blinking first? Well, if they have Veil of Summer, which they should do. Yeah. Let's jam. Remember, opponent, there's a trigger, so if you have a removal spell, or not, I don't know what's happening, but I'm okay with it. Oh, there could be a boil. There could be a boil. If there's a boil, I'm gonna get sacked. There could be a boil. It looks like they were fetching around it. If they have boil into a removal spell, I am going to die. Brutally. My brain forgot the 4 or 5 color, or sorry, the 5 color deck could be playing boil, but I would think it extremely likely at this point. Yeah. Gee, they're fetching their 4th mana. $10 says it's not an island. Hey, look, it's not an island. Well, we can counter their removal spell, so we might bounce back. We can counter their removal spell, and we can play Hour of Promise this turn. So, might be okay. Mana Tithe. I was tapped down, Roy. Also, they had a mana open. Oh, you mean now? Yeah, yeah. No, 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 don't play Niv. Shit. Yeah, I screwed up brutally. Of course I thought about it too late. All right, so they get Abrupt Decay, Kaya's Guile, Teferi, Wrenn and Six, Nahiri. Yeah. All right, so they drew 5 cards. Super, super. Yeah, that's what you get. However, we can just tuck their Niv Mizzet and just like roll on out of here. We can pitch counter Kaya's Guile or Nahiri. Don't need to mind the Wrenn and Six. Teferi. Teferi into Kaya's Guile is how they should get us there. So we'll see what they discard. Maybe they discard the wrong cards. We'll see. Discards Kaya's Guile. It's good news for us. Good news for the bad guys. Strand. Trigger. Fetch. Yikes. Oh, yeah, there's still more mana producing lands in my deck. Just doesn't look like it. Yeah, the hour is going to help a lot. Hour into... So we're going to hour into 2... Unfortunately, we're going to hour into 2 islands. And then next turn we can reset it, hopefully. No, not 2 islands. 2 fetch lands. Better. Do an island and a fetch land. It's fine. Would I like to pay 2 life? No, thank you. Trigger, smash you. Attack for 4. Opponent's almost dead. And they discarded the Kaya's Guile, so they might just die. We can Cryptic next turn. Second Boil won't get me because I've got Force into Cryptic. So we bounced back nicely here. Maybe they have a second Kaya's Guile? Okay. Cast your Teferi first. Sure. Tapped fetch land. Ooh. Never see one of those anymore. Oh my god. Actually, Archon's legal right now and highly played, so any match with white taxes, you're likely to see tapped fetch lands. Oh, this is going to go into the Nahiri, which we're going to force, and then we win. I thought Niv Mizzet was the multi-color deck that seems like a mid-range deck, but it's actually a burn deck. But I was wrong. It's us. We're the real bad guys. Boop. Oh, I should have gone for double fetch because then I could guarantee. Okay, they scooped anyway. Oh, I could have gotten Hour of Promise. I could have reset the Hour of Promise, then drawn it with Teferi. So. I remember seeing it was Legacy Infect on the draw. Opponent went turn 1, Mox Diamond, Ancient Tomb, Thalia, Heretic, Cathar. Brutality. Ryurgin is my opponent. Right, we're keeping this hand in the dark. Seems like a pretty good one. So we just crushed someone through a boil. Felt pretty good. Did feel like they misplayed a good chunk, but what do I know? What do I know? Opt. Sure. What kind of opt deck are you, opponent? Might be boil resistant boil resistant Kiki. It could be boil resistant Storm. Sulfur Falls makes me think something that's trying to be boil resistant. Because they'll play a small number of islands, but not normally. I don't know why. I'm spooked about Tail's End here. Okay, good. Glad we didn't get caught. Remember, folks, Tail's End is not a card in this format, and Aspiring Spike is not one of the best brewer/control players in it. Facts. These are facts. Just remember them, because you can't play around a turn 2 of Tail's End all your life. You're going to lose more games than you win that way. Okay. It's an incredibly bold move from my opponent, considering I was about to untap with 3 mana. But they got away with it, so. So probably not a boil resistant deck. They've got 2 islands in play already. I mean, maybe they're on a really bad draw. I would like to play this Wrenn and Six, but I need to keep this Cryptic up because I don't know what they're doing. End of turn Deceiver Exarch into Cryptic, or not Cryptic, into Kiki Jiki would be bad. I guess I have Path to Exile, so it wouldn't be too bad, but still. This could also be an Emrakul deck. Yeah. Through the breach, I know what you mean. If it is a Through the Breach deck, I probably want to jam Time Warp this turn. Because then next turn I can play Wrenn and Six with Cryptic backup. Is there a breachless version? If you're talking about Through the Breach, yes, there are breachless blue-red decks. This was a bad fetch. It was a bad fetch. Out of the 4 cards in their hand, I'm assuming one of them is a counter. But I also think that if they have Emrakul, I'm not beating it right now. So I think if they have Breach Emrakul, I'm not beating it right now. So let's just play one of our horrifically expensive spells and see if we get away with it. Because I think the idea of sitting here and trying to beat them with Cryptic Command right now is just not, it's just nonsense. They're going to reset Archmage's Charm, they're going to draw it with a draw spell, and they're going to counter this. This is a good sign for me, because this means they don't have the Emrakul Breach in their hand. Just the way our hand is set up is just that if we... Oh, now they're going to draw an extra 2 cards. So now they're going to try to find their Emrakul. But, I mean, either way, I wasn't... I don't know if I was beating most of the ways this game could go down from this point. So we just got to pray that they didn't hit. I assume they have at least half the combo in their hand. Now I know they have Archmage's Charm, so I want to play something into it that they are incentivized to counter, like this, and still have Cryptic up. If they Archmage's Charm, my Wrenn and Six, I'm not countering it. Wonder if they're playing Flusterstorm or Spell Pierce. Guess we're gonna find out. So I really want to counter that. If they hit Breach, they almost definitely get to keep 2 mana open. So again, I think unfortunately that way our hand is broken, we just, because we're on all cryptics right now, there's just really no. All right, please reset Archmage's Charm. Okay, that gives me hope. They wouldn't do that if they had the combo in hand right now. Unless they were predicting that I definitely have Force of Negation in my hand right now. All right. Now we get to play Teferi with Cryptic backup. So they'll Archmage's Charm this. They're going to go draw. Resolves. That's a wild line. Good luck. Sure. Sorry. Not gonna miss my Wrenn and Six tick up. Most likely way for me to win the game right now is Wrenn and Six. And if they breach, we could let it resolve and then tap their team and draw a card. I don't really think it makes a difference one way or the other. Except that it puts them... No, it does. It does. It does. Because it puts them down an extra resource. Okay. Nothing, huh? Well, that's incredibly good for me. Yep. I think it is possible we have won this game. It's also possible that they end of turn breach and then breach again on their turn. Maybe should have jammed my Time Warp. Snappy. Sure. Oh, they just want to hassle my Wrenn and Six? We could path that. After they declared as an attacker. Yeah, once they go to combat, we're free to path. Free to path, free to path. Okay. These do not look like acts of confidence from my opponent. Holy yikes. Well, we can mana leak this and path this and Cryptic. Maybe they're just on Blue Moon. Like classic mom and pop style lights on missionary position Blue Moon. Seems like it. Get out of here. It could be the Kiki deck, but they haven't played any of the cards that I would expect to see from either of those decks, right? Like the way they're treating this game, it feels like they're on real, actual factual Blue Moon. So I'm going to do this way. Because now they don't get to draw the card first. They're already light on resources. Yeah, the worst of the 3 blue-red control decks. I guess. It's just wild to me that someone would be playing this version. It's just... Or maybe they're new on it. Because it... Yeah, I don't know. I know I've got enough stuff going on now that I'm going to go pick up land, play land, Time Warp. I Seemed afraid of this before, so. Because they're on 3 cards in hand. So any of those combos is a 2-card combo, and if they have a counterspell on top of it, yikes. What if I cryptic this and go full shields down? Is that a stupid thing to do? Yes. The answer is yes. Just pass the turn, Zach. It's fine. Just because I think they're not on one of the good... Okay, this is finally breach. All right, resolves. So, hopefully they don't have a counter here, because the Embercool just literally kills me. So, perhaps we were unwise to try to cast the Time Warp. I do need 1 more blue mana. Another Force of Negation, so this is it. We didn't find one of our 2 Force of Negations in 22 cards, so it might just be dead. This seems like a Grieving Pause. Nope. Could be card draw? Snap. Fuck. Yeah, I screwed up. Should have kept the mana leak up. Hi. Took him forever to find that. Jeez, that was tough. It's on me though. I lost that game. Okay. Volt, not so good. Path, also not great. It was crazy how, like, perfect their draw ended up being in one way. In that we never saw any combo pieces until literally that moment. Like, they were on super low resources for a long time. They dug through, like, felt like more than half their deck. Trying to decide if I want Ashiok here. Feels like they fetch quite a bit and their graveyard is relevant to them. I don't think I can board out all the bolts and all the paths. I think you want
They came from behind. They came from behind. They came from...
Don't know why it's doing that. There we go. Probably should have Veil in here, huh? I guess with this setup, we're like vaguely in danger of getting tempoed out. But I'm gonna try it this way. Maybe it's crazy, but this is where we're going. We also had a somewhat unfortunate, super clunky draw last game where we didn't find like any action in our early part of the game too. So I think both decks kind of had an awkward go of it. But unfortunately we didn't know that they were playing a combo until it was too late, so I played badly into it, unfortunately. So live and let die, I suppose. Da-na-na. Nee-nee-nee. Nee-nee. Alright. We're gonna go for Teferi with Veil back up here. So slow rolling it. then we'll most definitely be plussing our Teferi.
I mean, hello.
What do you got, friend? What do you got?
I mean, hello.
That's the same one? Oh, that shouldn't be the same one. No, I gotta find my other command. All right, so let's hope their other card is Mystical Dispute and not Spell Pierce. I have 3 islands in play already, even though they're not playing the boil-proof version. Did I win? We did it! Yay! We won the Magic! It's all over! Not really, but like, Teferi is really, really bad for Blue Moon. Like, colossally god-awful. Like, these Emrakul Breach decks, I like the versions I saw at one point. There was splashing green for Veil, and I feel like you could do something similar and just splash white for Teferi. And I don't know that either of those things are better, but I think they definitely couldn't be worse. I think they would be different. Maybe they have Simian Spirit Guide and they just wreck me here. You don't know. This looks like Archmage's Charm draw 2. Yep. Goes to 8 cards in hand. Looking for bolts. Too few unfair combo decks play Teferi themselves. Teferi and Veil, right? Like, because the sick thing in Legacy is when Ant or Tess are like, I've got all these cards in my hand. Yeah. So I'll start with Veil of Summer, and you're just like, oh no. Yeah. Gee, all right. So unlucky, exactly. So next turn, I could put an Omnath into play, and with 2 fetch lands, fetch 2 blue sources on their turn, plus add the 4 mana and Cryptic with that. Which is neat. I think that's neat. Am I going to do that? I don't know. Maybe. I think what they're going to be looking for is finding two breaches in a row. Put Archmage's Charm on top. Very well. Okay. Ooh. That's remember how they shuffled, or remember how they put that Archmage's Charm on top? No? Neither do I. Interesting. Because I thought they... Can anyone remember if they... Okay, so this turn we're gonna down tick our Teferi because he is still bolt proof, and I'm gonna play Omnath? Yeah, because I can do that play I was talking about. If they think I'm shields down, they might be surprised. I also just want to draw an extra card and get my clock in play. Well, that's a good draw. That's also a good draw for next turn. I think unlucky with without the thanks, Beef. I think unlucky without the elongated U is more appropriate to everyone at ANC. I also think that unlucky the command Roy might be better as exclamation point Fong. I think we can do better for Brian. Do I care? They're going to bounce draw a card. They can't Emrakul this turn. Let's beat him up. I could do one better here too, right? What if I go Mystic Sanctuary, put Veil on top, then Cryptic, bounce my Mystic Sanctuary, then Veil? I don't know how this is better, but I feel like it is. I don't think it actually is. I think I end up drawing an extra card. At any rate, it's definitely neater. I need more blue mana. Yeah. I think I get to bounce one of their permanents here, which is better. No, I don't. So return target permanent, draw a card. Oh, I shuffled away the Veil. Wow, I'm an idiot. All right, if we get punished for this, it's my fault. Jesus. Yeah, it was bad. Luckily, I think it doesn't matter. I got fancy and I screwed myself over. Hopefully, it won't punish us too hard. It shouldn't do. Resolves? If I lose this game, it's 100% on me. Oh, man. My hand is really bad right now. It was good until I burned off everything in that stupid play. Actually, it wasn't that good. It was okay. So we can play second Teferi and try to find... Force of Negation? Also, the Emrakul doesn't kill us. Just crushes our soul. Yikes. Fair enough. All right, opponent. Give me the business. My kingdom for a Wrenn and Six. They have 2 cards in hand. If it is Breach Emrakul, we might be okay. Puts Cryptic on top. Well, that's not dangerous now. I mean, we're not gonna die. Oh, they just straight pass through their turn. Okay. I don't have that quote from hashtag selfie, but there is a great hashtag selfie quote of "Never mind, I'm fine," which follows I think I'm gonna throw up. EOT breach. EOT breach means there could be an up, like they untap with the Cryptic, so I can't tap their Emrakul on their turn, so I think I'm just countering this. They could have Cryptic and Force of Negation in hand, and again, that does not kill us. Like, the fact that this doesn't kill us is a big deal. A very large deal right now. Like, if they Emrakul me right now, it's like, all right, I mean, it sucks, but I'm not dead. And then we will literally kill them. Literally? No, not quite literally. But if I draw a fetch land, we will. No, yes, we will. I have a time warp. If they tap down, I will kill them. I will kill him! Anyone like the Dune references? Are we big on Dune references around here? Anyone like the movie Dune? David Lynch? Anybody? No? Alright. Okay. That line in particular was spoken by Sting. Playing the role of Fade Routha was Sting. Are they just dead? I mean, if this time warp resolves, they are. I can't. No. This would be the second fetch. Second fetch does not do damage. You need the third one. I did not Ashiok them there, or did I do it earlier that turn? I'm not sure. Anyway, if they breach me here, they still die. Basically the position you want to get into against their deck is just, if the breach doesn't kill you, it only makes you stronger. I don't have any Mystic Sanctuaries left, but shouldn't need them. Okay. So one assumes they have something that stops the fetch land that I could have drawn there from killing them. Just fetch a fetch. I did. I picked up my Wrenn and Six. Fetch is a fetch. Alright. So we're going to put this into play, trigger, we're going to go to combat and attack, and if they do anything, we'll fetch in response. Okay. Okay. What are you doing with that? I guess the way they could get me here is by doing nothing. This deck is big poggers. Our deck? No, our deck is the Evil Empire. This deck is small poggers. Feels like cheating. I disagree. It is very good, but I don't think it feels like cheating. We've had multiple draws where I'm like, this is clunky as all hell, and I don't think we're gonna win, and then frequently we don't win. Just take him out, Omnath. Hit him with the French 75. Which is also a delicious champagne cocktail. All right, so sideboarding strategy seemed good. Yeah, it's a gun. No, it's a gun and it's a champagne cocktail involving gin, lemon, and I think some sugar syrup. But it's also a gun. Like an artillery gun, which is why it got named that, because the inventor or the person who was drinking the drink of the inventor, the gun came first, and the person who was drinking a ton of them was super hungover the next day and felt like they had been taken down by some French 75s, they said. You tried hard casting Emrakul with the bonus mana from Omnath. I haven't tried yet, but if we ever run into Mill, and that is the situation that presents itself, you bet your bippy I'll do it. It's like the cocktail, the zombie, same deal. The person came in for a pick-me-up, and the person gave them a drink that was so full of alcohol that they said it turned them into a zombie, because they said they needed a pick-me-up for their business meeting. Did not work out. Because there is a long, I say long, there's a tradition of alcoholic beverages referred to as corpse revivers. And while there are some standardized recipes for some of them now, at the time it was sort of every bartender had their go-to corpse reviver. An Emrakul played against me in a Titan mirror once. Don't ask me why they brought it in. I won't. I think I'll just dispute this because I've got Mana Leak here. I'm not terribly concerned about what they could do with 4 mana, and I just want to sort of get ahead of their card advantage a little bit. Really hoping to see them fetch into Mystic Sanctuary here because they don't have 3 islands in play. Could force the error by playing Ashiok here. We still have Mystical Dispute up, although if they have Breach, we get totally rocked. So, you know what? We're actually not going to do that at all. See, we boarded into mill. You are not wrong. Where's our archive trap? Asking the real questions, my friend. Okay. I would like to not miss a land drop. You know, specifically. Now they're going to reset Archmage's Charm. Which means I could end of turn try to bounce their... What are you doing? Oh, no, that was them fetching the 3rd island. Right. The bounce flyer. Okay. That's a card you could play. Oh no. Crap, if they have another one, I'm really in trouble. Well, it's a good thing I didn't do any of those things that I was talking about. Dream Eater definitely saw very little modern play. It saw a reasonable amount of standard play. 6 cost blue mythic. Yeah, well, RNA and GRN and RNA were the first. I think those were the first blocks to have reflexive triggers. Hypnothesizzle is the best named card with a reflexive. Oh no! How could you do that? I have so much. All right. I have so many cards in hand. All right. Die to the combo. Well, I mean, we had a really bad draw, right? Like, we had a mediocre opening 7, and... Well, I wouldn't say really bad, but it definitely was not great for the matchup. The double Ashiok didn't help. And Through the Breach is a decent win condition to be playing in some of these matchups. Like, we have Aether Gusts in our sideboard, but, like, you can't bring them in there because they're just garbage. So I fired off my 1 Mana Leak on the one Through the Breach, and then they had another one. Make them show the spaghetti. No, I don't care. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, no, and a 3-2 league is respectable, especially the first time on something. Like, I severely punted game 2 against Skill Wrap, who was on Titan, but they also turn 2'd me twice, right? Well, 3. Yes, that was one of the jokes about Hypnothesizzle. Hypothesizzle at the time. Professor Snoop Dogg, would you like to introduce your theory? Hypnothesizzle. Yeah. But I am generally glad to see the Uro Omnath deck is not unbeatable. Not that I thought it was, but it's good to try playing it and be like, yep, this deck is fine. I think when it has a high representation in a top 8, it's fine. Time Warp is fun, but not really needed in the deck unless you're all-in version playing 3 or 4. I mean, but it's not there because it's needed, right? It's there because it's one of a variety of endgame cards you can have, and we've already had someone. I mean, admittedly, we won the matchup, but we had someone go after our Time Warps with Unmoored Ego. His hand is fine. So you're right, it's not needed, but like you need some type of endgame. So yeah, it could probably just be another Teferi in this specific list. It could be another Hour of Promise in this specific list. It could be, it could be a lot of things, but Ooh. Do we find an aggressive deck? I would love to end this on an aggressive deck. Good. Good. Oh. Well, let's just top deck Wrenn and Six. Bang. Good enough. Nihil Landfall. Could be. Path to Exile. Looking interesting. Bolt looking very good. So we're just going to path this one. Shock. Interesting. Okay. If I was going to path, I should have... Yeah. It's fine. We'll take an extra 2 because I'm bad. Yep. We're going to 15 here. We should be going to 17 here. Going to 14 here. We should be going to 16. I cannot get red mana. I really hope that sequencing doesn't bite me in the ass. Seems like it likely will. All right. All right. Not good. Can't play any of the cards in my hand. Fetch land? Well, I guess I'll be taking 10, opponent. Yikes. Could be dead on board. A Tarkus command will do it. That will do it worse. All right. Oh, it's Xaxes. That's funny. Okay, so Aether Gust is good. Purge is good. EE is good. Don't need that. Don't need that. Cut one of those. Don't need these. And can cut down on these. So harder, better, reckless whacker. Love it. All right, keep the cryptic. No, let's keep a mana leak. I want some cryptics, but saw from the cryptic flood that that can go badly very quickly. Nihil Landfall. What a brave little soldier. Good for you. Has Emrakul been cast yet? Well, that's not what it's there for, but no. Put him almost to 6. I think we got there, folks. think we're gonna be most of 5. Whoo! Damn, MTG bot, you're on fire. Is it there because you're afraid of mill? 100%. Yes. The answer is yes. Yes. Mill is a very good deck, and this deck is not very good against it. We're the boogeyman. You're one of several. Is it about bustin'? Because I have your answer, Roy.
Bustin' makes me feel
good. Good question, Roy. Good question. So, Wild the Cattle, Nactal. That is an honest to God wayward guide beast. Sure. They're gonna generate a mana from their wayward guide beast. Unless I kill it first. But the Celestial Purge can't kill Wild Nacatl, so let's kill the Nacatl. Because the only way Scalding Tarn can get me white mana is by fetch shocking, which I don't really want to do here. They shocked? Interesting. So I assume they have a bolt, but it's fine. Bolt or path, please. Actually, that doesn't help me that much. What are you doing with your one red or green? You conceding? Seems like a weird pause. No. Okay. Sure. They did nothing with the mana they generated. Suck it, Guide Beast. You are as terrible as I said you... What? Well, I'm not gonna not play anything here, but... I confess myself disappointed. You will do better in the future. Who is that? Oh, that's Voldemort. One of many villains I feel like was butchered in their movie portrayal. Well, they found their two... What? Okay. I think it also had to do with the directing. I don't know why they made him act so... femmy. Yeah, that's the plan. No. Like, when I think about the character and I read what is actually written in the book, I know they said he liked to, like, touch himself and caress his body and stuff like that occasionally, but Well, don't forget, Ralph Fiennes was also in I think it's Made in Manhattan with Jennifer Lopez. I think he's in that movie. So he's not above slumming it a little bit. It's been in a broad range of movies. Ralph Fiennes? Yeah, Ralph Fiennes. He's also although he was also in Red Dragon. I love him in that movie. I think that's him. I think I'm thinking of the right person the whole way through. Yarr! All right. Let's find a handful of early interaction. Oh, it might be Ray Fiennes. Might be Ray Fiennes. Yeah, 406 lol. I'm recording it for YouTube. I felt like it should be done at some point. It's the end of the seasons. I do have self-respect. I'm trying to cover the format. People want to watch YouTube videos of different decks. Sometimes they want to watch spicy, sweet decks. Sometimes they want to watch the bad guy. This deck is good. It's just not it's not interesting or exciting or very, very consistent. They say keep their 7. I have played a Neo Brand League. It was awful. It's one of the worst experiences I've ever had playing Magic the Gathering. And we won forward, and the only deck we beat was the other Neo Brand deck, which was the best. I think I'm shipping this. I think I can find more early interaction, and Mana Leak's just not going to cut it when they could have already resolved a 1-drop and a 2-drop. There we go. That's a keeper. I'll keep this one. This one's fine. Everyone? Everyone. This hand. So I would like to get Raugrin Triome, but if I need to deal with a creature on turn 1, I'm getting Steam Vents. I think the last hand was so keepable. I think keeping the last hand in this matchup would get me killed. I don't think it's good enough, though. I think you need to start removing their creatures basically from turn 1. Because the problem is with whackers and things like a Tarkus Command, they'll just straight up kill you through a rogue life gain on turn 3 or 4. Their deck can put out a ludicrous amount of damage. Like, truly horrifying. So... first hand was almost guaranteed to lose. I think so. They snap kept their 7. I'm assuming it's quite good. That's why you have Mana Leak. They play a creature turn 3, or they try to do a Tarkus Command. It's countered. I just... Maybe. Okay, so this sequencing means I don't get to... words. I don't get to get something off the Goblin Guide here, but this is not too bad for me. So I'll go Steam Vents on this one, and I can get what I want off the next one. They really sideboarded into a lot of slower cards. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but it's certainly cool. Sweet. Anyway, Kaloth Kuhai. I made the choice I made. Sticking with it. I think it's all right, but you may have been right. Although that turn 2 Thalia... I mean, we didn't know they had that, but... these types of matchups on the draw, I need to have something to do on turn 1 if I can. Okay. So the reason I didn't bolt this during combat is because if they have a second Thalia in their hand, I don't want them to have license to play it. So... we have a Temple Garden, we have a Raugrin Triome, and a Ketria Triome in my deck. License to play. Probably is a movie title. Oh, I have a Field of Ruin, which give me a white for Path to Exile if I need it. So I'll play Island this turn, then Misty next turn, and then we've got the Cryptic. Yeah, but the real question, Roy, is what is License to Play about? Some dystopian future where people need a license to play sports or perhaps video games. The Whacker. So we can path the Guide Beast here. During combat, we'll give them an extra land drop. The reason I'm pathing the Guide Beast is because then I will take one less damage, even though it would cause them to bounce a land. I don't think they're super concerned about it. And I don't want them to have 2 mana post-combat. So... take 2 here. We have Cryptic next turn. Seems good. We have Omnath plus a land drop the turn after. Seems good. Do they play Veil? I don't know. Naya Landfall's not a real deck. It's not something that's in any way established in any amount. I don't think there's a stock list. So they could be playing Veil. They could definitely be playing Veil. Top 8 at a challenge a few weeks ago. I still think that means there's probably no consistent established list. I also think that playing Veil against a deck full of bolts and Path to Exile is not necessarily where my opponent wants to be. I have to shock here if I want to play Omnath next turn, huh? So if I want to play Cryptic this turn and I want to cast Omnath next turn. But Omnath is going to put me to 12, so hopefully that's good enough. I do need to hope that they're not playing Skullcrack or something of that nature. Although if there's a Skullcrack in their hand, then I dodge this or that, so... that is not a bad draw. I like that one. That is also not a bad draw. I like that one. Damn, deck. You put a little game together, didn't you? Don't mana tithe me. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Draw. Okay. Thank you. See this player over here thinking of mana tithing me. What is this? Tarkus Command. Yeah, this kind of works. So, this one's gonna give me life. And then the next one's gonna give me mana. And I want to put a bolt on top that I'm gonna draw by playing my Uro. Yeah. Huh. Neat. I found a sweet sequence there. Unless they have a second Tarkus Command. That worked out great. Alright. Take my 3. Trigger. Play my arrow. Draw my bolt. We don't gain life here, so I'm probably not going to shock in this Hallowed Fountain. But I am going to play it. Well, it gives me access to Mana Leak here. Or Celestial Perk. You know what? It's fine. It's probably worth it. If they have, like, double bolt, I end up in trouble, but that's probably okay. Yep. Okay. Don't have double green. So now I have double green. They were pumping me there. If I got a forest with what? Just because we're wrapping up here. If I got a forest with what? With what card? Misty. You mean when I reset the Mystic Sanctuary? But they'd be up a creature then. Not that it would have mattered, but it could have mattered. Is that not the fetch that I did? Let me know. Anywho, little 3/2 with this monster deck. Uro Omnath pile. It's pretty good. Not my favorite. From the player side, it doesn't seem so unbeatable, but I think this is one of those decks that with like time and practice and grinding it out, it turns out that it's like a 54-ish win percent deck across the players, and you know, obviously the pro players, people like Canister, people like the, you know, people who really know what they're doing, they're gonna be able to crush their way through with that. So definitely fairly powerful. The one of Time Warp, I don't know. The one of Hour of Promise, I don't know. I mean, all these things are marginal late game. 6 1-drop removal spells are not normal. I think 5 usually is, but 6 doesn't seem like a gratuitous thing to do, because there's a number of good things going on. I'm going to send you guys over to Lord Beerus, who I assume is playing some Vintage. So check that out. And anyone who's in the future on YouTube, make sure you like this video, smash that subscribe button, and check out some of the other stuff I got going on. Till next time, I will see you guys. Check out Lord Beerus, plays some very, 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 very good tight burn. It's just sort of a multi-format grinder, and is playing some Vintage right now.